All right, hey, what's up, guys? We are back with another episode of Story Analysis. I am Pierre,
And I am Chris.
and today we're wrapping up the love portion. This is Love Part 3, where we'll be covering Anis Mojgani, Milos, Alysia Harris, Death Poem.
Mojgani.
Yes. I chose these last two because they're up there for me when it comes to love poems. Anis is basically describing love with a significant other while he's alive, something they do, while Alysia Harris is speaking about love with her significant other, but after living, like transcending life when they die, the aftermath of that, which is fucking beautiful. It's like love prolonging and lasting forever. But for starters, it'll be Anis. We'll be starting Milos. Christian, what do you have to say? What do you have to say, Christian?
Not even just like in this love theme that we're doing. I think the death poem is one of my favorite poems you've shown me, for sure.
And he doesn't really like any of the poems I've shown him, ladies and gentlemen.
All
So
right,
it's a big thing.
don't lie. Don't lie. We might have people who are listening.
People.
Gotta be careful.
I understand. Yeah, it's cool. It's really great. And something that nobody will get to see, unfortunately, is the first take of this. This is take 3, by the way, of this. And I was literally mind blown because I went into this poem thinking something completely different, and Christian just ruined it for me. But nobody will get to see that version, so it is what it is.
Well, we could say specifically what it was, right? Like, you didn't realize that they were committing a crime in
Yes.
Anis Mojgani's poem.
Throughout this whole poem, I'm thinking this is somebody just who's listing cute things he's done with his lover, and it's like, oh shit, no. These folks are actually...
They are committing arson. They are...
Did they burn down the museum too?
Crimes.
Well, yeah, basically committing crime. They're looting and just destroying artifacts inside of a museum. Before we get into it, fun fact, that's actually... Oh shit, you didn't burn it, and they burned it down. Correct. So while I was in Brazil, right, I met a few girls. They actually speak highly of like the Louvre. So like verbatim. They're like what did they say? Okay. They're like Pierre, je t'assure que tu vas l'adorer. They're speaking about France. They're like, yeah, si jamais t'es en Europe, il faut que tu visites la France. And then they went on to what they have. They're like, oh yeah, nous avons la Tour Eiffel, Cathédrale Notre-Dame, Champs-Élysées, Arc de Triomphe, le Louvre. So I was like, oh shit. So le Louvre is an actual that's like a legit, well, it's not fake, but it's like a well-known museum in France. So
yeah,
it's some crazy stuff. But yeah. Let's go for it.
All right. Okay. Original poems in the description. Check those out. Come back here. Listen to us. All right. Here we go.
Let us take a sack of spray paint and spray paint over the paintings. Let us dance through Paris, kiss in the shadow of the Louvre, crawl inside its windows, to scroll manifestos over the canvases, write Morse code on the sculptures, roll a sleeping bag on the floor to sleep inside of, tell one another a story by flashlight.
So immediately I was like, okay. My man committed a crime with his loved one. A pretty grave one, too. Because to ruin preserved art, that's like an attack on history. The very backbone of humanity. So that's a pretty crazy thing to do. But it's definitely a strong start to a poem about love. They broke into, like you mentioned earlier, a museum in Paris. And they graffitied the place, and then they started telling love stories in the dark. And it also sounds like they brought sleeping bags to spend the night. This is the first instance where it's like, to me, it became known that a crime is being committed. So I just want to point that out here. And so
I didn't know, but sure. I was oblivious to that. I registered these things as like cute things, it's just bring sleeping bags. I'm like, oh, that's they're about to have like a nice little salacious sleepover. I literally was, man, until you brought these things up, I did not know, Christian, but it is what it is.
Yeah. All right.
Unearth everything from before. Bury each other inside the other. Feed grapes to the ants. Light fireworks in the fists of sleeping kings. Kill a monarch. Break back outside. Find a wall to do all these same things, two up and upon against, break the bricks, climb over them. And when the sirens scream, laugh loud, hold my hand, and run fast. Run through these streets with me with a bunch of bottles, a bucket of gasoline, a mouthful of matches, a pocket full of paintings, and a fresh-faced batch of policemen that chase the fires we are lighting with a laugh and a shoulder of gold. And I thought that the museums or cemeteries where the dead pay the walls to hold what we have so we can walk through what we once were, where children take their skulls to turn into gardens, to pluck for far fathers and farther stars that on some nights resemble an armless mother praying for her arms to return. Every tooth we tear from our jaw to fling at the black-gloved riot soldiers is another shadow we are trying to lose.
Right, yeah, so this is on the second take, when you mentioned it, that's when I'm like, okay, these things start to make sense. So yeah, to recap, right, from the first stop, they broke into Le Louvre, right, it's a museum, sure. They brought sleeping bags, tell one another story by flashlight, which is all like romantic. This is cute, this is personal, something's happening between two lovers. And he has like some lines that like trip me that I didn't know this was what's being committed, like unearth everything from before, bury each other inside the other. But if you're thinking about it now, it makes sense. As in a museum, historical artifacts, unearth everything from before. So that's pretty cool, actually. The wordplay is very nice and very fitting for the location. And bury each other inside the other. So they're basically creating chaos, which is what they're literally doing. He said, I thought museums or cemeteries where the dead paid the walls to hold what we have, so we can walk through what we once were. I don't know how to... That's subjective, one to me. I think it's basically he's justifying what they are doing. Because the people that are there, they're no longer there. Like the people that their art, their sculptures, whatever it is, are hung on those walls, no longer exist. So for that reason, like it's okay for him to do what him and his girlfriend or wife is doing. And then when he said where children take their skulls and turn to gardens, fathers starve, resembling armless mothers. My take on this is like this is displaying trauma and pain that France, because it's in France, has probably caused other countries that they probably like colonized or whatever it is. And for that reason, you go to a museum and it's just can be painful, a reminder for people that can relate to the fallen ones. Like a country that France colonized, like Guadeloupe, for example, right? That's a small island. Anyway, one of those small islands. You can go in there in Le Louvre, and if you see a sculpture that's from Guadeloupe, and it's like, whoa, that's fucked up. Or this is basically like being not praised but cheered, but my ancestors actually died and had to acquiesce to the French takeover. So for that reason, maybe this is why he is justifying what him and his girlfriend or wife is doing by looting and breaking these things apart, because these memories that he just brought up are of people that went through pain. Children take their skulls and turn to gardens. Fathers starve, resembling armless mothers. Every tooth we tear from our jaw to fling at the black loot riot soldiers is another shadow we are trying to lose. As in, those are remnants of our past that probably show that we used to be strong. I think there's a bunch of ways to take this. This will tie in back to love. I put it in that category because I think it's a love poem. But he gets really deep into why he's doing what he's doing. And this is why he said when the siren comes on, let's not panic, as the cops are chasing the fire that we lit. So when we mentioned arson, that's true. They burned down the museum, and they're currently being chased by the cops. But it's just, I don't know. It's very like rich. It's a bit layered. It doesn't look like it, but it is. Which is why I love this poem. It makes me think, but I don't know if my interpretation is what someone else might hear this and think too. Until the end, when I tie this back into love. But yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting way to interpret this, like from the view of like a corrupt history, basically. Like they're trying to, I mean, but I guess if that is the intention behind being so descriptive about like what they're doing in the museum, that'd be kind of selfish of them to just by themselves, because of their own thoughts and their own interpretations of history, they go in and they destroy these art pieces. But no, that's a very cool way to interpret the poem, though. I like that. Yeah. So all right. So you ready to?
But we'll never know, man. If we interview Anis someday, Yeah. All right.
Yeah, maybe one day.
Okay, let's go.
Every giggle is filled with lust. Let us laugh this night away, and I will fuck you like you were a prayer. That could save me by having my mouth around you, and I will hold you afterwards like you were the pulpit and I was the sky. And this love that danced between that hardness was that telephone line of holiness that those two things spoke through. Take me into your heart like I was a saint, and you were a face of forgiveness, blooming in a valley, destined to sink further. Be a river with me. Be the storm, the bend in the path, the front porch, the heat in the south. Be a boot full of banjo strings, a fistful of written songs, a mouthful of chocolate dust, full of chocolate dust.
Okay, so a lot of comparisons that he made there. So let's just quickly go through one by one what he said. So he said, be a river with me. I interpret that as him saying, let's adapt together, let's ebb and flow, or specifically let me ebb into your flow and you flow into my ebb. Be the storm with me, that's like him saying, let me embrace all the chaos that is you. Be the bend in the path, aka be the influence in my life. Be the front porch, that could be like him saying, be my potential future where we're living together and we grow old together. Be the heat in my south, that can be like saying, be the focus of my passion. Be a fistful of handwritten songs, so I want you to be the subject of my art. Be a mouthful of chocolate dust, it's like be an addicting sugar that I can't resist. And the only one that he said something on that I wasn't really sure how to interpret is when he said be a boot full of banjo strings. That's the only one I'm not sure what he meant.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right on take 2 or 3, where like when he said the banjo, be a boot full of banjo.
Banjo.
Be a boot full of banjo string. All right, this is insane, Christian. This is the 3rd time we're doing this. I still can't say this right. Right. So what he means by that, right? That instrument has a bunch of English, not my first language. That instrument has a bunch of strings. So they all put together to create a song, a harmony, an instrument. It's several strings. So I guess be a boot full of banjo strings is like both of us tying together, like unite with me, like morph with me to create something. What happens when you're married, right? It's a connection of two people's souls. That's what it's supposed to be, but nowadays it is what it is. But yeah, when you're exuding this singular love for each other. So like, let's morph is what I think he means by that. But another thing that I really like about this second part of his poem, do you see how he just transferred over from we're doing something bad to let me focus on my soulmate? This is what tripped me. This is why I didn't know what they're doing. Because I heard the first part, I'm like, oh, they're just doing childish shit, they're just painting graffiti. I'm like, oh shit. He said like every giggle is filled with lust. Oh, I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'll fuck you like you were a prayer? I'm like, bro. That's what I didn't know what these people were doing. But this man managed to divert the actual situation, what's at play here. We're being chased by freaking cops because we're committing a huge crime to one of France's most renowned and famous pieces of, what is this, touristic stuff? Or museum. Yeah, one of the biggest museums on the planet. But he's like, nah, baby, let me focus on you. It could save me just by having my mouth around you. Like, bro, there's no time for us to have sex and make love here. But you wouldn't know if you didn't take your time to listen to the whole poem, which I feel a victim of. So yeah, it's freaking beautiful. Like, take me into your heart like I was a saint. Like, how do you have time to go back to professing your love for someone as you're doing something so chaotic with repercussions that can be so massive? Like, y'all can end up in jail. But anyway, it's freaking beautiful. Yeah, just to show you, whatever the situation may be, you need to make time to let your loved ones know that you love them. That's it.
When they come to take us, stab them between the eyes. Do not take your hand from around mine. Make a fist with the other and punch spines like guilt. Spit, swear, kiss them like a grandmother. Howl, open mouth, terror, love-filled. And when they come to cut our hair and ask to hear penance come from inside of us, say with me loud and trembling, but loud and clear, I have already emptied myself. I kissed regret goodbye. Took the hands of another backwards angel and rode backwards into the rain.
Okay, so he says, when they come to take us, stab them between the eyes. Do not take your hand from around mine, make a fist with the other, and punch spines like guilt. Spit, sweat, kiss them like a grandmother. How will open mouth terror, love filled? And when they come to tie us down, to strap us in, to shave our hair, and to ask and ask to hear penance come from inside us, you say with me loud and trembling, but loud and clear, I have already emptied myself. I kissed regret goodbye. So penance, that is a voluntary self-punishment inflicted as an outward expression of repentance for having done something wrong. So by him using this word, I assume that they have been caught by the police that he mentioned earlier, and the police are trying to separate him from his lover. And then he says, I took the hands of another backwards angel and rode backwards into the rain. So backwards angel suggests a reversal, a deviation from the expected behavior, or in other words, the opposite of an angel. And if, as he goes on to say, she is Cupid, which symbolically is an angel in service of their love, the reversal of this would be somebody who's in opposition to their love. In this case, that would be the police who are trying to separate them. So Milos, which is the name of the poem, it's a specific place known for its vistas, and it can serve as a metaphor for a romantic getaway between two lovers. So if we take the word getaway and then we deconstruct it and then we look at it from a different angle, you can say that these two are lovers who were trying to get away from the police. So it's like a playful usage of the word getaway. So is it that deep? Is it not that deep? Maybe, I don't know. But this is how I interpreted that sequence that he just described. So I want to ask you, because I know this is and if you don't have any interpretations, that's fine too, because I know this is like you're still processing exactly what this poem is about. You have like a new perspective that like they're criminals.
Whoa, that's harsh. That's harsh.
Yeah. Why is that harsh?
In the eyes of the law, yes, yeah.
I think in the eyes of most people too.
I'm telling you, I can't tell you, I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't understand what's going on in that poem. I'm putting myself in the majority because I went through the comments after you mentioned they're looting, and everyone's like, "Oh, this is so beautiful. This is so cute." I'm like, "That's how I was thinking too. This is beautiful. This is cute." I'm just like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this goes over a bunch of people's heads, but sure. Sure, yeah. I understand. So yeah, to piggyback of what you were saying, right? They're like self-inflicting like pain to repent. I think it's them too, standing on, like choosing to die on that hill of the crime we just committed. We're owning up to it. We're not begging. We're not pleading. Even worse than that, we're willing to fight. When they come to get us, stab them between the eyes, punch spines like guilt, and tell them I've already emptied myself. I've kissed regret goodbye. I'm standing behind what the fuck I just did. Like, you're not going to get an apology from me. You're not going to get... Only begging that I'll do is me begging your pardon. Your pardon. That's Drake from Scorpion, by the way. Anyway, only begging that I'll do is me begging your pardon. It is what it is. But yeah, so... It's like we're owning up to it. We did that crime. We did that shit. It is what it is. But from the second part of his poem, right, when he went into the museum of the dark side of it, how he's talking about the people that were in there, I feel this hate for whatever is being displayed in that museum. Like, I don't think it was by luck that they chose this specific place to burn down, to have this stance, his usage of words from the past, fathers that look like armless mothers, children dying in their skulls. As in, there's meaning behind this. Like, this man did this out of probably hate, out of just a lack of justice that he is seeking. So for that reason, it's almost like a freedom fighter for something. But love is still the theme here, because it's him and his loved ones. And I've already emptied myself. I kiss regret goodbye. Like, there's nothing you can do to me. Like, my mind's already made up. I'm ready to go with my loved ones. Like, we'll die together on some Bonnie and Clyde thing. That's how I'm taking it. Now that you've opened my eyes to this new perspective. Well, reality, that's not even perspective. That's what Homeboy's talking about. They were fucking looting and burning down a museum. But yeah, but still...
Not burning down the museum, though.
It's
I
love.
think they were just lighting a fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Crazy shit. All right, let's wrap it up.
All right, here we go.
When the hangman of morrow comes to hang the sun in its daily execution, say this with me. Sarah, we are apples. Our love is an arrow. I'm unbuttoning my shirt, painting a circle over my heart. please, just shoot straight. Thank you.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. See, on my first listen of this poem, I remember distinctly thinking that this felt very, this reminded me of like, I'm trying to find the right words for it. It felt like this is a guy who respects the art of poetry, in the sense that like this felt like a very serious poem that he imbued a lot of meaning into. Like you said, it can be hard to really understand it on first listen, but I think he intentionally designed it that way. And because he intentionally designed it that way, it's like he wants people to really sit and think and ponder about what exactly it is he's talking about. Because even when you use titles like Milos, right, that's a word that is not, I wouldn't say it's like common to people in general, especially when you consider the fact that he's going on Speakeasy, which I assume is like a platform for a lot of poets to express their work to a lot of people.
Yeah.
When you go on a platform like that that's reaching out to such a wide audience, not everybody's going to know what Milos means. So I feel like that's just one example among many in this poem that shows he's trying to like really get you to process what it is he's saying, which is that's a really deep way of showing respect to the art of poetry. It's like treating it that seriously that you want people to pick it apart. So I think that's very cool. Very cool.
No, for sure. Homeboy is definitely top tier. Yeah. No, Anis is dope. We have another Anis on this long list of poems that I have put together. Yes, this is Pierre. But yeah, crazy shit. So to wrap this up, right? When the hangman of Morrow comes to hang the sun in his daily execution, we'll be fine. So basically, I don't know if this is dramatized, because if they really are about to like die, or is he saying when that day do come, or they're about to die because of this grave offense that they've just committed. Like he just destroyed priceless artifacts of some museum, right? But anyway, and the last analogy, or the last like metaphor, Sarah, I'm assuming homegirl's name is Sarah, or his wife, or his lover, or his girlfriend, whoever's been his partner in crime for this crime. We are apples, our love is an arrow. I'm unbuttoning my shirt, painting a circle over my heart. Just shoot straight. So, right, they're apples. You know the archery, freaking, that's literally a competition. It's literally a sport. Like, normally those apples, not normally, the ones I've seen, the apples are over someone's head, and the archer just shoot the arrow with the point just to aim at the apple and split it in two or something. So
like
basically,
an old school competition.
Yes. So we're vessels, both of us. We're apples. That arrow is the love shooting through our heart, shooting through our hearts. So basically, it's a wall of vulnerability, because you're covered. Like when someone say, my heart's been broken, so I'm afraid to love again. So for that reason, you shield your heart without letting nobody in. A, we're apples. B, I'm painting a cross over my heart. I'm making myself more vulnerable. This is where the heart is. Please don't miss. The arrow is the love. So hit me with your love. This is where my heart is. This is the spot. This is the X on that apple. Me, my vessel, myself is the apple. Shoot straight. So it's this sense of vulnerability that's just so beautiful. Because what is love, right? Love is loving someone is, what is it? Giving someone the power to hurt you and trusting them not to, or something like that. I think it's worded better. I butchered that version. But it's just being open, being transparent enough with someone, knowing that you're in good hands because you love them. But we're humans, we're sinners, so trusting them not to, right? So this is literally what he's doing. But I love how he diverts away from a situation, focus on his lover, and then ended like, hey, we're about to die anyway, we're dying with each other. Like, even though the hangman of Morrow comes to hang the sun, like, we're about to die, but I'm still focusing on you. Still hit me with your love, because that's all that matters to me. Even though we just did some vile shit that we should be thinking, oh shit, that's fucked up. But nah, fuck that. So I love the ending, which is why it stays in the love category for me, because this transcends important and crazy risky situations. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay. All right.
We're now on to Miss Alysia Harris. death poem. And this is last, of course, because this is near and dear to Pierre. Is that the expression, near and dear? Is that what Americans say, Christian?
Near and dear, sure.
I don't know. Just, all right, never mind. Okay. English is not my first language. All right, let's go for it. And right. Death poem.
Death poem. Here we go.
There will come a day when the fear of death will be the favorite joke passed amongst corpses, and they are already laughing. My love, please don't be afraid. But there will come a day when field mice play in our empty sockets, when our bones become homes for living creatures other than our egos, and when time will jostle our skeletons out of the composition that is me and you, and will write with us love letters that spell I owe you eternity. If we believe in life after death, then I often wonder why we assume the dead like coffins when people were never meant to live in boxes. So I pray our children will have the good sense to leave us a little wiggle room, leave us exposed like stray dogs in a thunderstorm. And I'll hear the breeze, but not know it as the breeze. I'll feel the rain and not know it as the rain. I will behold the sky and not know it as the sky.
I'm going to touch on this on my own, like with my own takes in a little bit, but you wanted to say something, right?
It's just the way my girl is painting the picture into the afterlife, Christian. Oh, yeah, nah. This is true love. This is true love. So, all right, I can't do this word for word. I want to, but no, we're not doing that. Fear of death will be a favorite jokes passed among corpses, because we're dead. Like, we're no longer like, oh shit, I'm afraid of dying because we're dead. But don't be afraid. And then she gets deeper into like the picture to illustrate this. It's fucking so visceral. When bones become homes for living creatures rather than our egos. Oof. Because all these fucking temporary fucking vices and bad habits that we have, it's all just ephemeral because we're fucking gonna die. Might as well just be a good person. But that's not the point of this poem. Time will decompose your skeleton, Christian. And we'll write love letters to each other's corpses adjacent that are just dead. They're decomposing. I owe you eternity. Like, our love was not just during our time on Earth, during the time where we had breaths, we were alive, but it will go forever. Like Liminality with Neil Hilborn. Now, how you interpret it that's him saying we will transcend death. This car accident is there, but we will keep living into the beyond together, because that's how in sync and tied and loved that we are for each other. Leave us some wiggle room, because we're not meant to be in coffins, because we're still living. Like, we're dead, but our love is still living. So for that reason, let us stay out like stray dogs. Don't box us. Leave us exposed like stray dogs in storms that she mentioned. Like, we'll see the sky, not know it's the sky. Feel the wind, not knowing it's the wind, because we're dead. But still, let us roam freely with each other instead of being restrained in a box, which is a coffin. So she is just, it's such a beautiful... This makes me want to die with someone.
All right, calm down.
She's like, all right. She's like, yeah, what the fuck is this guy talking about? All right. But yeah, that's it. That's it for me so far.
Okay. All right, let's let it play a little longer before I say anything. Okay, here we go.
Instead, I will hear the breeze and think it is your laugh returned to the hearth of my ear, and I will feel the rain and think that it is the pinprick of your kiss, and when the rain is tender, I will know something has softened you, and when it is violent, I will know something has shaken you, and in this newfound understanding, without eyes, or ears, or hands, or even lips, our bare bones will make love in the dirt, never knowing our nakedness. Imagine...
Jeez, bro. Okay. All right. Let's just take a minute, okay? Take a breather and process that. Because I'm over here being assaulted with this jaw-dropping, beautiful imagery. Like, goddamn, man. She has a way with words. She has quite the way with words. So in her left hand, she's holding the notion of eternity. You already alluded to this. This intangible, unobservable, immeasurable, boundless idea. And then in her right hand, she's holding the idea of humanity, a tangible, observable, measurable, bounded phenomenon. And then from the left side, she takes the rain, the sky, the breeze, these very cyclical events from Mother Nature that echoes the perpetuity of eternity. And then from the right, she takes love and the human senses. So sight, sound, touch. These very corporeal elements that echo the transience of life. And then with these opposing elements, she's weaving the two sides together with this poetic cadence that's so sensory, and it's so tangible, and it's so easy to follow from us, or by us, the listeners. And then she goes on to say that in this newfound understanding, after these two sides have been woven together, our bare bones will make love in the dirt. So now, these two humans in love have become one with eternity. And in this ascended state that they've reached, making love is now a botanical affair. It's an aromatic affair. It's an act that's as close to the essence of life as possible. What an incredible poem. What an incredible display of linguistic talent.
Right?
Like, you can immediately tell that this woman right here, Alysia, she is an attentive human being. She is an intelligent human being, and she is a profound thinker. For her brain to operate the way that hers is operating, and then also keeping in mind that she's like being performative, as in like she's telling this to other people on stage, that's remarkable. This is this is impressive what she's
Christian,
doing.
this is why it's on the list, Christian. This is why it's the last, Christian. I'm disappointed that you think like poems I choose is last. Or all right, I can't. Yeah, let me not like. Yeah, you just said some good shit. Let's just stay on that. I'm just bullshitting over here. But yeah, man, it's that's true. Or, like, not or, to continue to hit deeper in everything you just said. Right, those five senses, which are senses that humans, people that are alive, use. You know, sight, touch, like, hearing.
Yes, the five senses, sight, sound, touch. Smell.
Right, smell, sure. How? Because we're dead, we no longer have these. Nature will be the substitute of those.
Yeah, it's such a cool idea.
Like rain, like the breeze will be your laugh now. That's hearing. I can't hear it. The rain will be your kiss, sense of touch. When it's tender, I'll know that you're doing good, you're okay. When it's violent, a hard rain, I'll know that something has shaken you. Bro, this lady is just, like, daddy, chill. Fucking love it. Crazy shit, man. Woo! All right. I don't want to say too much, because we have to... Things I'll say, she haven't said yet. So I'll just stop there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
Imagine a rough wind cursing through a calligraphy of weeds. In our disrepair, we have grown gardens of ourselves. Sprouts of curious grass shooting from our eye sockets. Our knuckles, hard, smooth, skipping stones meant for child's play, and a devilish sun picking its way through your missing teeth, and neither one of us can keep from smiling these days. And the days go unnoticed, and the nights go unslept, and we talk with our souls through the holes in our ribs where organs once sat.
Okay. Non-stop. I just want to take a moment, a really quick moment here. Like, it's just her words again. I keep
yes,
using
Christian.
The word profound, but they are very profound. I feel like I'm listening to her magnum opus. Like, does she have more? Does she have more stuff of this caliber?
Yeah, no, other
poems?
stuff are of this caliber. Yeah. We're seeing Alysia again. I think Alicia's in here 2 times. Alicia's in here for Death Poem, and Alicia's also going to be in here for Joy.
Okay. That'll be interesting to see how she handles those compared to this one. Because she's saying stuff like, in our disrepair, we've grown gardens of ourselves.
Because disrepair,
yeah. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, go. You go, Christian, you go. It's all good.
Yeah, I was just going to point out another line that she says, the days go unnoticed and we talk with our souls through the holes in our ribs where our organs once sat. That's an unreal string of words. That's crazy.
That's Alysia.
That's crazy.
That's Alysia, boy. That's Alysia. Alysia Harris.
That's insane.
It's just how the love is just continuing on. Because you can no longer profess your love because you're dead. But disrepair, right? The bones are decomposing. We've grown gardens because that's what happened. Plants end up growing because you're returning back to the soil. Like you're becoming, one with the earth. You're decomposing. You're withering away. Sprouts of grass shooting from our eye sockets because that's what will happen. Devilish sun picking its way through our missing teeth. But it's just, it's so descriptive. It's to go back to, a lot of poets do it, but I keep thinking so only of Neil right now. Liminality. Remember how he picked up all these details in a very quick car accident? Her dress blooms like a supernova. The coins in her cup form constellations around her neck. Like, just you're slowing down time to pick up on all of these beautiful details. It's just, how she's doing that is freaking insane, man. Days, nights will pass, but we'll talk, not with our mouth, Christian, with our souls through the holes in our ribs where organs once sat. Oh, shit. Oh, no, that's love. We need to find that love. Damn it.
Like, bro, what did this guy do to make her feel this way? Or whatever her partner did.
I know, right? But she's going to touch, but the thing, remember how you said, one episode ago, the first ever love one, Sarah Kay's private part. I was like, yeah, that's pure love, but you're like, pure love to you is actually love with all of these external factors, all of these bad things that could happen. If you're able to withstand that, that's a sign of real true love, because you're able to prevail. True love, yes, prevail despite everything that happens. She's going to touch up on bad things that have happened in that relationship, but they've managed to mend themselves back together. So homeboy was not perfect is all I'm getting to. She might have not been too, but it's just, shit was profound, actually. Some fucking crazy shit.
All right, let's go again.
Yeah.
Imagine your skull and mine, both reduced to grins, both washed clean of our skins and our sins, growing young again, forgetting why we ever wrinkled or why we ever furrowed our brow with the plow of anger. Become dust with me, my love, insignificant and everywhere. For I will love you, even after your marrow has become a whisper. Your bones, nothing but the snickering of gravel. Let us soak in the spaces our shadows leave behind. Your skeleton laced with mine. I will tie your soul to my ankle and know what it is like to step into a dream. And you will try on my backbone and see how bad it hurt the day you said you were calling it quits. I don't remember why you left or why you came back. I don't know how many years have passed. Not really sure that years pass at all. All I know is the rain falls. You kiss me like a rainfall. The sun, it bleaches us clear. And every day is a romance.
All right. Christian, she's hitting us still. She's hitting us still. Homegirl don't want to stop. We just, yeah, okay. So, right, like we talk with her souls. She mentioned that. But there's something she does twice here. Through my lenses, I think it's her shedding light on things that the way we deal with each other, bad habits that we have that shouldn't, like, life is so precious that we shouldn't spoil it or people's lives with things that we can fix within ourselves. Like, that's not described in the best way, but I'll explain that through some sentences. Like, one, when bones become homes for living creatures rather than our egos. So an ego, right? An ego is like a superiority complex. You're going to dust back down to nothing anyway. Like, why should you be an egotistic person? So now she just mentioned right now, we'll forget why we ever furrowed our brow with anger. So anger, right? Yeah, when you're angry, you're mad, you're upset. It's just, these aren't things that should ever, like, sure, we're all sinners. None of us is perfect. But it's just, these things shouldn't come between our relationship with other people, because again, life is precious. Because we'll die. For that reason, we should just not celebrate and be naive to a bunch of bad things that can cause us to be in these bad states. But they should be extremely temporary, because they're not worth it for the small time that we have here. So then, right, when she mentioned furrow our brow with anger, become dust with me, my love, insignificant in everyone. That's it. Because we're all going back to nothing. So for that reason, let's not waste time on things that can hurt people and hurt ourselves. Let us soak in the spaces our shadows leave behind. Like, let's dip in deep, like, into this grave that we're decomposing in. For her case, she doesn't want to be in a grave. She wants to be outdoor. That's why she mentioned the sun's hitting their teeth. She can feel the rain, intertwine emotion. She said, I'll tie your soul to my ankle and know what it's like to sleep into a dream. You try my backbone and feel the way it hurt when you called it quit. Like, our emotions are now about to be singular, entwined. We are about to fucking morph. As dead already, we're just decomposing into each other. That's fucking insane, Christian. And she's like, I don't know why you left in the first place, but it is what it is. So just to show they did have problems, like I mentioned before. But they managed to get back together, and it's fucking crazy shit, man. That's some kind of love that I don't even know where that is. This is just damn.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, I would love to know more about the guy who she's speaking with, just out of curiosity. Like, you gotta wonder, like, what kind of experiences they have had together for her to feel this way.
Hey, for you know, too, it might be genuine. This might not ungenuine, as in this might be like a first love. This might be like
could be like a childhood sweetheart.
Yeah, childhood sweetheart.
It could be.
Yeah. Because I think too, right? If you fall in love with someone as your kids and you stay together till you like grow up, I think because you haven't had enough experiences, but at the same time you always want to be in that person's good side. So for that reason, you're not even exposed to a bunch of things that you're seeing you never did. As like you know how your heart becomes more guarded, more shielded as you go through heart obstacles in your life, like you've been heartbreaks. So for that reason, there's a sense of resilience. There's a sense of like not giving everything away. Like the girl said, like Sarah Kay in the end of why am I drawing a blank here, Christian? Private parts of myself that I've long since been holding, as in now that she retains some of herself because of experiences. But when you get to grow old with your first love, you're still vulnerable because you never got broken. It's always been you two, and that love just keeps growing if it's done right. So I think maybe it's something like that for her, but I don't know. But whoever homeboy is, shit. Like to get a girl to write this, bro, a woman, that's crazy shit.
Yeah, it's intense.
Or whoever she is. I don't. Okay, I'm gonna re-listen to this. I don't know if he or if she mentioned a pronoun that can hint at this person being a guy.
I think she just says, "My love."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, let's ride it out until the end.
Yep.
So all this to say, we're already laughing. There is a wedding of pebbles and earthworms waiting when our tuxedo skeletons no longer fit. There is space for our faces to lie planted beside each other, forever smiling. There exists a place where we can still be in love. I know it does. There exists a place where we could be still and in love. Just two gentle skulls.
Yeah. That was incredible. That was an incredible poem. It's too bad it doesn't have as many views as the other ones you checked out.
It doesn't?
I mean, it definitely has like a good it got a good amount of attention, but you know, I think one of the ones we saw had like, what was it, 10 million views?
Yeah, I think that was one of Rudy. No. That was Explaining My Depression to My Mother. Yes. No, so Sabrina Benign.
Sabrina was also fantastic.
Yeah.
Just not to compare the two poets.
Yeah.
But like, it's too bad that it seems like this one is sort of under the radar a little.
No, freaking. I listened to this poem so many times. She has a poem called "This Woman," or I had in one of her themes for like moving on, but it's I don't know if I'm gonna add it back. I don't know. Right now, all we have is just Death Poem and Pure Joy when we get to the Joy theme. But like, I don't know. But this moment is very good. Oof, it's fucking good. Like, how dare you spit upon scriptures? Don't you know a woman's something is a man's genesis? I was like, damn, shit. Woo! Crazy shit. From that girl to this woman, ain't got great. Yeah, that's This Woman by Alysia Harris. No, I'll put that on the link for this video, just because I alluded to it. But yeah, Alicia's potent. But to end this, right? But we're already laughing. As in, like, we're already in the state. So everything I'm describing that we'll do when we die, we're doing already. So our love is already strong. But our love will just continue to be better after we die. There'll be a wedding of pebbles and earthworms waiting for when our tuxedo skeletons no longer fit. Like, we decay, Christian. Like the meat is no longer there. It's just bones. There's a wedding of pebbles and earthworm waiting for when our tuxedo skeleton, our skin, tuxedo skeleton no longer fit. Ugh. There's still space for our faces to lie next to each other, for us to be still and in love. Like, there is a place where we can still be still, like still not moving. We're dead. We're immobile and in love. For that shit to still keep going what we're feeling now. Just two gentle skulls. Because everything else is dead. Like, the bones have decayed. I think the skulls are the hardest. bone? Is that why it goes last? But whatever it is, as we're slowly withering, whatever's left will still cherish each other somehow. Fucking powerful shit, man. Like, damn. Okay, what's your take on the ending?
Well, I already told you. I think it's just fucking incredible.
I know, right?
It's great.
Crazy
yeah.
shit.
But these kind of poems, they do sometimes make me reflect on just humanity. Like, because I might have mentioned it to you a while ago, but I have a friend. She coined this term that we use called a reality shock, where basically you become so hyper aware of everything. Like, and it can be a scary place. If you are too aware of the life that we're living, it's like opening Pandora's box. And once you gaze into that box, you never forget what you see. And that's like an extreme version of this hyper awareness. So when I hear poems like this, it makes me think like humans, people in general, life in general. It's such a strange thing, the fact that we're alive, and the fact that somebody can think a thought this profound about the existence of life. Maybe I think this is straying too far from the theme of love, what I'm talking about. It's more existential. But when I hear poems like this, it does make me think like, damn, being alive is fucking weird. But yeah, that's maybe some other theme, I'll go more into that. But yeah, this was great. I loved it.
Crazy shit, man. Crazy shit. All right, we are done with love. Now let's get into some dark shit. Next theme will be guilt, I think. Deceit and I by R.J. Walker. The same R.J. Walker that we covered in Depression Part 3. My mother explains my depression to me. So, homeboy's back, Christian, and this will be guilt. This will be short. Guilt will be just one poem. Actually, we might just do guilt and grief. I don't know, because they're both just one poem. But sure. That's it. We're done with love. We're about to get very dark again, and we're going to get salacious. There's an erotica portion coming up. We're about to get banned. I can't wait. My parents listen to this, so it is what it is. Okay.
Well, you better clean up your language. What the fuck?
No, I'm authentic. They raised me to be like that. It's a hard life. Okay. All right, man. Yeah, that's it.
No. All right.
I'm going to sleep.
Bye.
All right. Bye.